Hi, this is Robert from the Oaks Tamarindo again. Today I'd like to talk just a little bit about the purchase process, how it works, and kind of the different paths that you can take. We try to make it as easy as possible, but not too easy. And the way that we make it not too easy is that we insist that you choose your own notary. We do not choose the closing agent because we think it's very important that the notary, who is a combination of attorney and actually a person who does the legal documentation, is chosen by the buyer. Because we want you to have confidence that you have selected a professional and that that professional is representing you. And we have no problem with that. I have closed over 85 units here at the Oaks, so I do have some experience doing it. With that experience, I can avoid the mistakes that I made on the first 10 or 20 closings. And with that experience, we know how to make it easy, and we also know how to avoid excess closing fees. So we will consult with you, the buyer, and then we will consult with your attorney and notary, and through that we can create a closing process that is logical, straightforward, and quick. Okay? Now, for a closing process to be quick, it needs to be simple. Okay? And one of the great things about the Costa Rica legal system is that it's not like the United States legal system, and that for, I would say, 99% of the cases, you don't need title insurance. So that's going to save you a couple of $1,000s off the top. I'll let your notary decide that for you, but that's just a tip from experience. Beyond that, the closing process itself is extraordinarily simple. You put down a deposit. The deposit is either with me if it's not very large, or it's with an escrow agent. We go through a pre-closing due diligence checklist. We do a pre-move-in punch list, and then we close. Some people want the flexibility of owner financing, of seller financing. Who are they? One recent example is an American who is going through a divorce. She could not qualify for a traditional loan either in Costa Rica or in the United States, but I knew from experience that she would get money. And I was willing, with a good down payment, to take back seller financing, let her pay back the principal whenever she felt like it, up to a maximum of 5 years. And after 2 years, she has paid back most of the principal with no prepayment penalty. Okay. The other advantage of seller financing is that I offer a lower interest rate than a Costa Rica bank will offer, but a higher interest rate than a US bank will offer, or a Canadian bank. So I will, right off the bat, just as a matter of good business for myself, offer 5% interest-only loans for 5 years with 50% down. And I will negotiate the 50% down, but not a lot, depending on the circumstances of the buyer and my knowledge of your needs and your cash flow. Now, I will tell anyone who asks that the Oaks is the best value that they can find under $200,000. And so it is. And if you look at the construction, and if you look at the grounds, and if you look at who your neighbors are, you will know why.